Have you ever wondered about a faith with roots stretching back, more than 1,700 years? Not just surviving, but actually thriving in one of the most dynamic, multicultural nations on Earth? Well, that's the story of Hinduism in Malaysia. In this explainer, we're going to dive into its incredible culture and also take a hard look at the really complex challenges it's facing today. So, just how big is this community we're talking about? Now, 6.1% might not sound like a huge number at first glance, but for Malaysia, that translates to nearly 2 million people. That actually makes Hinduism the fourth largest religion in the country. It's a really significant and influential community. And that really gets us to the core question here, right? How does a community with such a deep, rich heritage navigate the twists and turns of a modern nation? As we're about to see, it's a story of both celebration and struggle, of ancient traditions bumping up against 21st century challenges. Okay, so to really get a handle on what's happening today, we've got to rewind the clock. And I mean way back. Because the story of Hinduism in this part of the world doesn't start with modern ships or colonial rulers, but with ancient, powerful kingdoms. You can really see two major waves that shaped everything. First, you have these incredible ancient Hindu-Malay kingdoms that flourished for centuries, starting around the 4th century. Then, fast forward to the 19th century, and there's this massive shift. The British arrive, and with them comes a huge wave of South Indian laborers. Now, this is so important because that migration really formed the demographic backbone of the community we see today. And then, of course, independence in 1957, which set up the whole modern legal and religious landscape. So how does all that long, complicated history actually show up in modern Malaysia? Well, it's not just tucked away in history books. It is a vibrant, living culture that's just an essential part of the nation's identity. It's everywhere. And right here is where you see the direct legacy of that colonial-era migration I mentioned. Look at that. Over 92% of Malaysian Hindus are of Indian ethnicity. And that's not just a dry statistic. It's a living, breathing testament to the community's roots and the massive impact of that moment in history. You can literally feel this history in the streets of Malaysia. I mean, just look at the Sri Mahamariamman Temple in Penang. It was founded way back in 1833. It's this beautiful, active, living piece of history, a real testament to how deep the community's roots go, planted long before the nation of Malaysia even existed. And nowhere is this vibrancy more on display than during the big festivals. Diwali, the amazing festival of lights, and Thaipusam, this incredible public display of devotion. These aren't just Hindu celebrations, they're national public holidays, totally woven into the fabric of Malaysian life for everyone. But it's not all colorful festivals and beautiful temples. Beyond that rich history, there's another, much more complicated side to the story. As we touched on earlier, the community is facing a pretty unique set of challenges today, tangled up in this web of legal and social issues. Anna, a lot of this goes right to the heart of the Malaysian constitution itself. You see, there's this built-in tension. On one hand, it guarantees freedom of religion for all, but on the other hand, it establishes Islam as the official state religion. And that's the legal tightrope that all minority faiths there have to walk. One of the biggest flashpoints has been the fate of Hindu temples. And again, the roots of the problem go way back to the colonial era. See, a lot of temples were built on big plantations with just informal permission, a handshake deal basically, but no official paperwork, no formal land titles. And as Malaysia developed and modernized, that lack of a piece of paper became a ticking time bomb. So what does this actually mean for the temples? Well, it often comes down to this legal concept called leasehold ownership. Think of it like a very long-term rental, but you're renting from the state. The problem is, when the lease is up, often after 99 years, there's no automatic guarantee of renewal. This puts so many historic temples in this really precarious, uncertain position. And we're not talking about just a handful of temples here. A report from 2022 estimated there are around 2,500 unregistered Hindu temples across Malaysia. That is a staggering number. It really gives you a sense of the sheer scale of this challenge. So as you can imagine, this legal limbo has led to some really painful, difficult situations. We've seen reports of unregistered temples being demolished, really bitter disputes when temples are asked to relocate for new development projects, and some truly heart-wrenching legal battles over religious conversion, especially when it involves kids. But look, this is not a story about a community just accepting its fate, not at all. In the face of all these challenges, we've seen this incredible rise in activism. You have people from all walks of life working to protect their heritage and really fight for a more secure future. A real turning point was back in 2007. An organization called HINDRAF, the Hindu Rights Action Force, organized this huge rally. It was a massive, peaceful protest that really sent shockwaves through the country and put the community's grievances on the national and even the world stage. It was a powerful message that things had to change. And this activism isn't a one-trick pony. It's a really smart, multi-pronged approach. It's everything from taking to the streets to protest, to fighting these long, hard legal battles in the courts, and all the way to pushing for long-term, systemic changes at the policy level. And out of all this, some really innovative, forward-thinking solutions are starting to emerge. One of the most promising is a proposal for a digital registration system. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's powerful. Create a clear, modern, straightforward way for these temples to finally get legal recognition and security for the future. And so we come full circle, right back to that huge central question. How does a nation balance all of these competing forces, development, a state religion, and the rights of its historic minorities? The story of Hinduism in Malaysia is such a powerful, real-world example of this ongoing global conversation. It's a story of resilience, of a community celebrating its past while fighting for its future. And it's a story that's still being written every single day.